Arrays give us the ability to do lots of different things with different everyday objects. So for example, one of the most fun things to do is with programming is use things with cards. So here in front of you, you see two different pairings for cards. I have all the suits divided up, the spades, the diamonds, the clubs, and the hearts. Those are known as the suit of the card. And you also have the rank, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to ace. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take these two separate ideas and combine them to give us an entire deck of cards. So, for example, or actually not for example, this is the example. I have to create a third string that is going to be the deck that combines these two. So there are 52 total combinations between the rank and the suit that we can create. And we're going to do this using our integer division. So let's take a look real quick. Up here, there are only 4 different combinations. So given how the integer rounds, we want to divide by 13, so we can always have 13 zeros, 13 ones, 13 twos, and 13 threes. Once we get to the whole number 4, we've exhausted our limits. On the contrary, below, we want to use the remainder to progress through each time each one of these, because this ace is in the 12th position. So when 13 gets divided by 13, it has a remainder of 0 and starts back at the 2. And this again progresses smoothly through the entire system up through all 4 suits that we need. So what we're going to do is, remember, we see how we set deck here equal to 52. So we're going to go for integer I equals 0. I is going to run till it meets the length of deck, so I is less than deck.length, and increases each time by 1. And for loop. Real simply, all we're going to do here is we're going to say that deck of I, so the position of that deck, is going to equal, this is where it gets a little confusing. We're going to look first at the rank. Rank, remember, we want to use the remainder so we can look at each individual item. So it's going to look at I and figure out its remainder to 13. Then we're going to add the suit, and we're going to have this be integer division by 13. The only thing that I forgot is the bracket around I. So in this position, and I'll show you this because this is weird, the first time I runs through, it is 0. The rank is going to be 0 remainder 13, which returns the number 0, so it becomes the 2. Suit of I divided by 13 is going to return our first suit, which is a spade. Then when I runs again and increases to 1, 1 remainder 13 is still 1, so that becomes the 3. 1 divided by 13 is still 0 in integer division, becomes the spade. So to show you this, we're going to system.out.println the deck of I. And this will run the entire process through and give us all the cards. So there you see it begins at the beginning. 2 a spade, 3 a spade, 4, 5, all the way down through the spades. Begins again at the diamonds, goes right down the order. That is the basics behind how you start a deck of cards. Real quick, I'll show you the shuffle. The shuffling works the same way it did when we shuffled a couple days ago. For integer I equals 0, I is less than deck.length, and we're going to once again do I plus plus. We'll end this for loop. So we're going to have a random index, a random number created, equal integer, math.random. Could you use the random class here? Absolutely. We'll equal that, equal math.random times dec.length. And then we're going to randomly shuffle the cards here. So, string temp equals dec of I, dec of index. Oop, check that. Dec of I will equal the dec of index, because that's the one we moved first. We stored dec of I in the temp, so we can do that. And then dec of index will now equal the temp card that we're holding. And then we can print it once again. And this is again our for each print that will print each item out. So this here, just so I can comment it, will be shuffle the deck. And then this here will print the shuffled deck. I'm going to go ahead, not deck. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this print line and show you our shuffled deck. Whoop! I guess I need to put print line in there if it's going to work, huh? There we go. So now our deck is entirely shuffled. And it should be accurate, so let's just make sure there's a 6 of clubs. I do not see a repeat of the 6 of clubs or the queen of diamonds. I think we did pretty good. I think so. That right there is the basics behind working with a deck of cards.